Well, 6:15 was to be on the Discord, not to be playing. But yeah, that's fair.
Uh,
It always ends up being a little later, unfortunately. I will get better at that eventually, but I did not have a lot of planning time this week, and so I had to make a map. Um, but all of that aside, my probably unfulfilled promises notwithstanding. Last week
we love you, Matt.
on
You do a great job.
I appreciate that. Thank you. Last week on BionD&D, the group of you finished with a ritual that was to revive Enlaun from her damaged state back to her former glory. You accomplished this with the annulus that you had retrieved from the Dragon's Demise Lake, using an immense store of caustic potash to neutralize the strong acid within the lake, making it traversable and water-like enough that Norwin was able to cast control water on it and get himself down, retrieving the annulus that was key for the ritual, and also the axe of Bronak, or the mace of Bronak the Indomitable. Um, as the ritual was quite beautiful. As you all bore witness to it, it was this lilting kind of beautiful melody that talked through in its lyrics, spoke of the stages of life of a dragon and that immense longevity and the cycles of life that they go through, and that this ritual was sort of just another rebirth in a line of many. And the magic woven with the annulus and that song were able to bring back the vitality that she had lost from her fight with Diffinax and the as yet unidentified young black dragon. Um, let's see. After that, she was presented with a vision during the ritual, which she revealed to you as being of the location of the weapon linked to this annulus. Um, Before that, you had the annulus, but you didn't know exactly where you needed to go with it, as you had learned that each annulus was a key to a specific reliquary. So she, in this vision, was able to see where you needed to go and related that information to you, after which you set out on your way, traveling to the southwest. I'm going to get my west and east right this time. Uh, During your travel, you had a couple of interesting encounters. I believe none of them were combat encounters. Is that right? There was no combat?
I think not.
Yeah, because nobody ever rolled an 11 or a 12. Uh, or nobody ever rolled a 12, rather. I think we got an 11, which was a non-combat encounter. Yeah, so you had a few travel events. Um, there was a giant who was plodding along the road, kind of confusedly pacing back and forth, and you were able to reunite him with the carnival troupe that he had been separated from. You encountered a herd of wild goats, and one of them took a particular liking to Morthos, and you heard a beautiful chorus of birdsong. I remember those three at least. There may have been others, but this happened throughout your about 14 days of travel as you were heading to the eastern shores of the Gyalvith Bay. Uh, the Gyalvith Bay being, I'm correct in saying eastern because it's on the eastern side of the Gyalvith Bay, even though that's to the west of you, um, which kind of forms this sort of U. I can show it. It's probably easier, especially for folks on stream. Um, who may not be familiar with the map. I don't know if there's anybody on the stream, but we're going to do this anyway because it's good practice. Where are we? Maps. World. World map. So we are going to share my screen. So Galvith Bay is this bit over here. That's weird. I gotta be on this. This bit over here. So you're kind of on the eastern shore of it, and it wraps around so that there is a western side as well. In what has been called Squidward's Nose. I both love and hate that moniker, but it made me kind of happy because at least it means that people are paying enough attention to the map to discover geographical features like that. So that was fun. But yeah, so you guys are hereabouts. Oh lord. Yeah, like here ish. And as you heard, there are sea monsters and horrible raging storms within the bay that never abate, and most sailors tend to just kind of keep to the outskirts of it and not go into the depths, where it is known that if you go there, you die. You all, however, are spitting in the face of this silly superstition, and you're going to sail right into it. So you made yourselves you made your way to a port town that was called Old Port Town in Old Norse. It was like what you called. Sure, I wrote it down.
Hathengard?
Yes. Can't remember if it was an F or a TH. How did you write it down?
F.
Okay, I think that's right. I think it was
Hoffengard.
Hoffengard. Yeah. Yes, so you made your way to a port town that was literally just called Port Town in Old Norse, Hoffengard. Um, and kind of spent a little bit of time here scoping out a ship captain who might be able to take you into this maelstrom within the Gjalvith Bay. And you came upon one. You found Delris, a female Aarakocra who captains her own ship and also runs a bit of a ring of sort of under the table supply runs between Eglin and Erevar to sort of help Erevar with their current war effort against Dane. But it is not necessarily a sanctioned effort of aid. It's kind of done in secret as Eglin, given its sort of status as a loose confederation of tribal states, hasn't really made a decision one way or the other on the war in Dane. Um, and in order to kind of avoid just, you know, political hairiness, she's doing this very much in a covert way. But after chatting with her a little bit and setting up a deal for her ships to go through the Tuka Channel, which is just north of your newfound city of Lila, uh, making sure that they make stops in the city, take some of their goods around so that the city can prosper. Um, you got around to the business of sailing into the maelstrom. Delris might be the only captain crazy enough to take you up on this offer, but she has happily agreed to do so. And I believe we left off on the dawn of the third day, just before you were about to leave. So, Keepers of Fate, what would you like to do this morning?
Board the ship.
Yeah, we ended on the fact that we were actually on the boat and already sailing away, and we looked back and we saw the building that bar that
That's
I threw
right.
up.
Sailing
right.
away.
Yes, sailing away from the plumes of white smoke as the fires have been put out, but nonetheless of smoke. Well, I guess of water vapor, but you know. All right. So it will take a little while to kind of make your way into the bay. I believe it was going to be 2.5 days of travel. Double check the distance here.
To get to the middle?
Yep.
That makes sense. It's a pretty big bay.
It's a very large bay.
Seems more like a sea than a bay.
I cast fast forward.
Yeah, it's actually almost exactly 2.5 days. You can almost do that. There is one thing that has to happen while you are on your way. After about a day and a half's worth of travel, uh, you come up as you're kind of getting towards the edge of this immense storm. The seas are becoming choppier, thunder and lightning abound throughout the day, and your expert crew is able to kind of keep the ship afloat and navigate it well through the storm. But after about a day of travel, you do find that you are being tailed. There are three. Actually, can I get history checks from everybody?
Yeah, in 2.5 days, do I get any more like ship experience stuff to my ship skill?
If you want to roll for it, sure.
I do.
Roll the history check first, though.
Are you watching the roll channel, or do you want us to call them out?
I'd appreciate if you call them out.
I got a 5.
I can kind of keep it up here, but I'd like to have that open for like DMs if people want to say something secretive. But 19. I can kind of keep it up. 19, cool.
6.
6, 5, 19, and Dennis.
4.
4. Okay. Cool. Farkin, you recognize what these are. These are Marrow. They're merfolk, fish people, and you recognize them to be they're effectively pirates. There's not really any reasoning with them. There is running from them or dying or fighting them.
Have I had any business dealings with them in the past, or just running from them, or do I just recognize the?
I'll let you decide. Do you want to have had a business dealing with them in the past?
Yes.
Okay, sure. Then you have dealt with one tribe of Marrow, who in dire straits came. You were. It's probably back before you met this group, but one tribe of Marrow was in dire straits, and you happened to be in a port city with some goods that they very much needed, and were able to provide them.
Sounds good.
And I guess you'd probably have names of contacts.
Yeah, I'm gonna use this as my opportunity to introduce the real.
All right, cool. Let's see if there's a merfolk name generator. There ought to be. Yeah, there we go.
Just go, and we'll all get.
Yeah, no. The Murlocs are the Kuotoa, not the Marrow. All right, you remember the name Kailani and Umiko. Those are the two names you recall as being those you interfaced with. Umiko and Kailani. All right, so you see three Marrow riding these immense overgrown sharks, like right across the tops of the waves. They have the sharks on like huge chain leashes, and they bear these like gleaming bronze tridents to the air. They are following close behind you.
Hey guys, look at that!
The captain, Delris, kind of looks back over her shoulder as she is steering the ship, and says, "Ugh, pirates. I should have guessed. Think we can outrun them?"
No, I don't think we've had to. I've dealt with them in the past.
You have. You think
Yeah,
you can reason with
let's
them?
just say they had a little bit of a need, and I happen to have a little bit of an up.
Of a what?
So you think I should slow down?
No, make them work for it. But
All right.
But if they do catch us, let me do the talking.
Will do. All right. In that case, Dennis, since Cranmore is doing some shipping related things, why don't you roll for the ship's progress against the Marrow? Go ahead and roll a d20 for me.
Is it a D20 plus any modifier?
Since you are not captaining the ship, the captain has proficiency, so I believe her proficiency bonus is a +3.
Okay, then 16.
All right. Okay, they rolled a 19 plus 2, so 21. They are gaining on you quickly.
I mean, those are some fast sharks. They are pretty big.
Yes. Are there any actions you all would like to take before they are upon you?
I'm going to stand at the, I forget what it is, the stern of the ship and wave at them.
Talking the rear,
Yes.
aft, or stern?
Okay, I'm going to stand at the back of the ship and wave at them.
All right. Is that right? Fore and aft, stern and... I know
Bow.
the stern castle,
Stern
yeah,
castle.
stern and bow. Yeah, because I know
Port.
there's a stern castle, which is the rear, usually where like captain's quarters are and stuff like that. So yes, stern or aft, either one works. So you stand astern, and you kind of grabbing one of the rigging lines, just kind of lean over and wave at these oncoming Marrow, who look briefly like confused by the show of like friendly greeting to these. They're like, we're pirates, what the hell? And they get up on like kind of right up in your grill, but like 15 feet below because you're on top of a ship. And they growl something at you in a language you do not understand.
Anybody want to do anything else before I piss them off?
You're gonna.
I'm doing what I can to help tend the ship.
Okay. Then I guess go ahead and piss them off.
Well, not so much piss them off, but
Okay. I was like, that's not what I expected.
but the guy there's going to be one that's kind of in the front, right?
Yep.
So I cast Mage Hand and give him a high five.
Okay. Yeah. You high five the hand that is holding the trident aloft, and it's a little bit more of a fist bump on his end, but he's like, nah.
And it explodes in a little bit of when we do it. It explodes in a little bit of fireworks shows with dancing.
Okay. Do you speak Abyssal?
No.
Okay.
When I met them before, it must have been.
Yeah. So I'm gonna say that some of them at least will speak Common. So sorry. It explodes in what?
Just in lights.
Okay. He like kind of shrinks back from it. Magic is not really their forte, and he's a little bit just confused by what's going on. And not the leader, but one of the two flanking him says, "What are you up to?"
Like I can hear him
Yep,
while we're
in common.
wrestling over the waves.
Yeah, he's he's yelling it up at you.
Oi! What are you doing? How are Kalani and Umiko?
Let's find out if they know who those are. He kind of... How do you know those names?
Did the whatever it was that I happened to sell them last time? Did that work for them?
You see him kind of look to the leader and say something in Aquan, and the leader kind of like gives him a look and then looks back up at you and looks to his friend again and says something. And the translator at this point says, Was that you?"
It's Firkin Underborough.
They converse for another moment, and you hear the translators say, "If you know what's best for you, you'll leave this area. There's nothing for you here.
But why?
Any ships like yours that come in here, they don't make it out, even without our intervention. The storms tear them apart.
But that's what we're trying to do. Did you notice that? I can do magics now.
That is, impressive. Fine.
Oh, and I have a lot of friends back here.
It's your watery grave. We'll leave you to it this time, but don't expect the same mercy from others.
Can you help us navigate this storm and get to the center?
This guy here, this is my big centaur friend.
Not unless you can stay underwater.
We tried that before, didn't we?
Wait, are you asking him?
No, I'm asking Cranmore.
Oh, okay.
One of us can stay underwater for a bit, like a minute.
We have
Get that potion of water breathing
for an hour.
Oh, for an hour.
Take a day or so. Sorry, I don't think we can help any non-swimmers.
I can swim, but I just can't be underwater for that long.
Bag of holding.
You get 10 minutes of air, divided by the number of creatures inside. Yep.
Is it a maelstrom? Is it all water all the way down, or is it all turtle?
There's that. Well, that giant whirlpool at the center gets you pretty deep, but no one's ever survived going down there.
What if we can fly?
You might have a chance.
With Dale's resilient sphere, can I control the radius of the sphere afterwards?
Like shrink it down?
Yeah.
I would say you could shrink it. I don't think you could expand it.
Okay, well that's fine. I can make a makeshift scuba diving thing.
You don't have an air supply though, so that helmet would run out of air pretty quickly.
The spells, the resilient spheres, how long do they last?
I think an hour. But no, wait, it might actually be until dispelled.
Because if it's until dispelled, then
concentration up to 1 minute.
Oh, okay. Wow. Yeah. Man.
Yeah, the water breathing part of this is quite difficult. But the translator looks up after a barked order from his leader and says, "We can't stay here. The longer we, don't attack you, the more suspicion we bring on ourselves. We have to go." And the three sharks dive. There's a quick nod of acknowledgement as the three sharks dive underwater, and the marrow are out of sight. Good job avoiding that one, guys. That was cool.
Woo, that was fun.
Did he just say that there was a whirlpool at the center?
Yeah, what did you think maelstrom meant?
I don't know. I've never been out in a maelstrom before.
You need to read some more books. I thought you were the reader guy.
So as a note though, all of you did just notice Farkin speaking as Farkin to these folk, saying his name out loud and changing his voice back to something different.
Yeah, Crane wasn't surprised. That's not the first time.
It is the first time he's been so blatant about it, though.
Yeah.
The first time it definitely seemed like a mistake to let it slip, and now, no, that was definitely a different persona.
You don't need to push them into anything here, man. That's okay.
I know, I'm just letting them know because I don't know if everybody noticed it. Cranmore probably did.
I can say that was on purpose.
But yeah, so Unless anybody else wants to do anything here, we can continue the remaining day and a half of sea travel as you continue further into the storm.
What's the DC for my shipbuilding things?
It is an intelligence check. It's not a flat DC. It's a graded thing. So just tell me what you got.
Okay. How many? So I rolled a 4, then an 11.
You would have 2 rolls, so
Yeah, 4, then 11.
those are the totals. All right, you don't have any
Yes.
bonuses to it. The 11
Right.
will get you 1d8% progress.
Yeah, sorry about that, guys. Yeah, before I became an adventurer, I used to sing in some towns for money. Before the weird magic stuff started happening, and I used that name Farkin to fool people. You guys are my friends. I didn't want anybody who wasn't my friends to know my real name.
I'd like to roll an insight check on that.
Go for it. Farkin, roll deception.
Yeah, I would too.
I don't know if I should give Farkin advantage. I feel
Well,
like it would fit
so
at least
I've
against
heard
Norwin,
him
probably not against Cranmore.
Yeah, I've already also succeeded on this before.
Yeah. So I'll give Norwin
So did I.
disadvantage, and no, Cranmore was the only one who succeeded the first time around.
I knew that he was acting weird before. He said his name before. He said his middle name.
I need to get to the right thing.
I very much rolled an insight check then and succeeded at it.
So I know
in
you
a
did.
contest.
I don't remember anybody else succeeding.
Okay.
I mean, I could be
Yeah, I
wrong.
remember-
If you're really convinced of it, I'll give it to you. I don't recall.
No, that's fine.
All right.
Yeah, no, Cranmore was the only one who knew that I was lying, but he chose not to press it.
Yeah.
Right, and I'm going to do that again this time.
All right. Well, if you succeed, so Cranmore, it's straight rolls
yeah.
for you two, and then Norwin will have disadvantage.
Actually, I have no reason to roll insight now.
Fair enough.
All right, so I got an 18.
Yeah, so you know something's
All right.
still going on. You probably know a little bit more about the original lie.
Yeah. You're getting a sense that he's not being forthright here, and that you might not know that it's the other way around like we do out of character, but it's like he's not really telling you who he is.
Yeah. You may be getting the sense that you're not really sure who he is.
I'm not even sure that he's really a halfling.
That's fair.
But is that just Cranmore?
I'm starting to think that maybe he's like a regular human.
It would be really.
He might actually be a frost giant.
Right, if we turn this into my race was actually a gnome all along or something.
Secretly, you're Jasmine's brother. Oh man.
I was his roommate at college.
What does that make us?
Second roommates once removed?
Nothing.
Oh man. All right. So yeah, you are aware of that, Cranmore. Do you want to press the issue, or are you just filing it away?
Filing it away.
Alrighty. So the remainder of your travel, I wouldn't say it goes smoothly, because as you get closer and closer to the center, it gets more and more difficult to navigate this choppy sea. And it takes every ounce of expertise and the growing learning of Cranmore.
Backing Cranmore on the ass. He's hyper learning now.
It takes all of their expertise and Cranmore's growing knowledge as well to assist and to be able to really take this ship through the storm. The waves are cresting over the tops of the crow's nest, as you're sailing up to them and trying to kind of ride along them before they break. Well, I guess they wouldn't break, but before they overtake the ship. You're probably actually. I'm gonna go ahead and say everybody make a Constitution save. Yeah.
Critical fail.
Oh no.
Oh no!
Got a 5.
Okay.
Except for that, I'm within 30 feet of you. So go ahead and re-roll your crit.
Hey, there we go.
I have 15.
Level 10, yo.
Who gets the
That's
reroll?
just for being a halfling.
Wow. Okay, I got a 22 now. Thank you, man.
There we go. Really, I thought it was a. Oh no, of course it wouldn't be a level thing.
It's my lucky thing.
Yeah.
I thought I was
When
gonna
I roll
hurl,
my-
but then I didn't. I used one of my extra stomachs.
Oh no, yeah, you're right. It is oh shit, it's not sorry, I got it confused. It's mine is reroll. I can only add 1d4 to yours. As
Oh, I still got a critical fail though. I mean, it's a 3.
You can't crit
With my
fail on a
bonus.
saving throw.
Oh, cool. Okay, I got a 3.
I don't think the D4 would help any, but you could technically take the D4.
no, it's a well, so when I smacked him on the ass, I hasted him. Is that advantage on saving throws?
Only on dex saves.
Okay.
Yeah, unfortunately. I mean, it's not like a huge setback though. It's not the biggest deal. What was your roll, Brian?
15.
Okay. And Farkin, what was yours?
24.
Okay. So the two of you do not get seasick, but Morthos and Cranmore, both of you are just like, at one point when the ship goes over one particularly gnarly wave, both of you just and
Of course I don't. I know fish people.
you just lose your lunch over the side of the ship. It is not pleasant. You see,
Nobody asked how I knew fish people, by the way.
Nobody did. I think there are many things they don't know about you yet. But yeah, so like you see, in normal times, some of the crew would probably be laughing at you for throwing up, but like most of them are having a hard time keeping their sea legs, and like one of the crew members even like throws up once over the side before kind of shaking it off and regaining his composure. But even despite this, Cranmore, you're able to help out with the navigation, and like there are some points where just the winds are so strong that you're the only one who can like hold one of the rigging lines while it is tied down more securely. Like it takes all of your strength just to hold this rope in place, while somebody uses like the little bit of slack you've given to just tie it really firmly down, and then you can release it and it's taut.
Just want to point out that this Cranmore right now, this is Cranmore on Cranmore cocaine. So he's got, abnormal strength and dexterity.
Yes. So it maybe uses not quite all of your extra
He might pull
hasted
down the
power. All right. So you manage finally to get within sight of the center of the storm. And unlike a hurricane, the eye of this storm is not calm. You see this enormous, it might be like a half mile in diameter, whirlpool just raging within the center. Millions and millions of gallons of water just swirling in this endless spiral. Lightning is striking like several times a second around the rim of it and within the center. And it just does not look like a happy place. But that is your destination. And Delris kind of like just she can't even really get words out over just the crashes of thunder and the howling wind. And you just hear her give like a guttural scream from the helm. as she pushes the ship forward, and like the crew are even like, I wouldn't say, I was gonna say they were rowing, but that wouldn't make sense. But the crew is just doing everything they can to keep the boat afloat.
Actually, it does make a lot of sense. They would commonly row in maelstroms to keep.
Even on a ship as big as, I guess, yeah. I guess
Well, it
they
depends
would.
on what age we're in, like the Viking longboats, and before they
Right,
really
certainly
became
longboats you
they
would.
had the assistance.
Yeah.
Sorry, that
No, no,
aside.
no. It's honestly, it's something I'm interested in. So it's like, I feel like this is it's closer to a galleon.
I know that in at least one of the boats, or a couple of the boats in Pirates of the Caribbean, I don't know a whole lot about them, but I know that they had the bottom decks where they did have the additional rower spots for
Yeah.
especially.
Yeah, there probably is some of that, honestly. There is probably some of the crew below decks just trying to keep the ship moving forward, rowing with these huge wooden oars as they cut through these immense waves. But the ship is being just tossed and turned like a toy in a bathtub. It is ridiculous. And several times you all have to kind of like find something to just grab onto so that you're not thrown from the deck. Delris is just championing the cause, just staying up at the helm, trying to steer to the path of least resistance through these waves, and the maelstrom draws ever nearer.
She's at the wheel.
You cut out there.
At the what? Is she at the wheel?
Yes.
I walk up to her and I say, using prestidigitation to holler over the wind and rain and lightning,
Mm-hmm.
And I cast levitate on the ship.
Okay. Is that possible?
One creature or object up to 500 pounds save or rise vertically.
A ship is
It might be
way more than
500
500 pounds.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get 500 pounds.
Sorry, say that again. You're cutting out a lot.
How much would be 500 pounds of it?
Okay, so you're just trying to alleviate the load a little bit.
No, I was trying for a really cool epic moment that I'll just retcon if it doesn't work.
You know what? It is really cool. Roll an Arcana check for me. Actually, no. I'll say this: you don't have to roll if you expend 2 sorcery points.
Oh, totally. Yeah.
Okay.
Done.
Cool. With 2 sorcery points, you basically just empower the spell, manipulating the magic to change the spell from the way you would normally use it to kind of a just
Empowered is one of the meta magics that I have.
Right. So just a more powerful version of the spell, kind of channeling more of the chaotic energy here. And actually, as you do, I would like you to roll on the wild magic table.
Okie dokie.
Because y'all are on a ley line, and so the world around here is very chaotic. But the ship begins to lift above the waves, and you can just, like, you look over the side and you can see barnacles just stuck on the sides of the ship, lifting out of the water, and just water dripping and falling an increasing number of feet as the ship rises above the waves and begins just, like, it kind of skims the top of the tallest waves in the sea.
I just got 2 years older.
Okay. As you're seeing this, probably none of you are paying attention to Farkin, amazed instead by what is going on. But a couple of gray hairs sprout on Farkin's head, and the lines on his eyes are imperceptibly more creased.
That actually ends up being really cool. It's like, I
Exerting
expend
all
a
that
whole lot of
energy
magic,
to.
and it sucks 2 years out of my life.
That's very cool, actually. Kick ass. So the crew is just floored. Like every single one of them is kind of freaking out. A couple of them like fall on their knees and begin praying. Others of them like are like jumping up to the sails to try and get like a better view. One of them, like in doing so, almost gets blown off the board, but is able to like grab onto one of the rails on the side of the boat, pull himself back up. But all of them are just flabbergasted. This is by far the most impressive display of magic any of them have ever seen.
We better be quick. I can't hold this for long.
Yeah, she gives the order to put the sails as large as they will go, and begins kind of. She's having a bit of trouble navigating now that she's going on wind currents instead of ocean currents, and the rudder is effectively useless. Um,
Tell me when you need to go up or down.
yeah, so she'll kind of like looking at the sails, she can kind of gauge where the wind is blowing the direction that she needs, and might actually like. Yeah, she might actually try and get like some poles like lashed together with ropes so that they can like stick something in as like a wind gauge, and kind of ride those currents up. And she gives you directions as needed, and you're basically like surfing these wind currents, these just swirling crazy currents of air, through the storm. How long does levitate last?
That's why I was just 10 minutes.
10
So as
minutes.
far as
10
we can get in
minutes.
10 minutes.
All right.
That's why I told her to.
Okay. So you were pretty close in. So I will say that 10 minutes actually can take you to the edge of the maelstrom before you feel the need to put the ship down before it. I think it just descends slowly.
Yeah, it gracefully descends. Yeah.
Yeah. Um.
So we're trying to get flushed, yeah?
As you, yes. I guess Delris says, I guess that's the way to get to the bottom if that's where you want to go.
All right, let's do it.
As you are descending through the currents of air, or the currents of chaos, if you will.
Wow.
Sorry.
Nice.
Couldn't resist.
That actually is very apropos.
Well, thank you. As you all are descending through these currents, you see something in the water below. And it is like right in your path, as like where you are going to land. It is between you and the center of the maelstrom. It is difficult to distinguish more than just a dark shape until you get closer, and you see
Is it a Starbucks?
giant writhing tentacles whipping back and forth out of the
So
water,
Starbucks.
and an enormous toothy maw just emerges from the waves and begins kind of like closing itself in a chomping motion as you are met with a young kraken.
How big is this thing? Is it bigger than the ship?
If it were to splay its tentacles end to end, they would be able to wrap around the ship in its narrower direction.
Okay, and the ship is how big?
Approximately 30 feet wide, and well, give you.
Rashido, can you ride a unicorn down that thing's gullet?
I'm feeling a little out of sorts right now. I don't know what just happened.
About 100 feet long.
Okay.
And
can
maybe
try.
maybe like 25 feet tall. So you get in the perimeter for it wrapping around,
Yeah.
like the widest part would be 80 feet. So 80 feet if its tentacles are spread out as wide as they could be, which puts its body at maybe 25 or 30 feet.
Second
Okay.
question, how long does haste last?
I was literally just about to do that. Yeah, I was waiting for a pause.
It is
And I haste Cranmore.
okay. So you're hasting him again?
Yeah.
Okay, because I was gonna say there's no way it would still be on.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, doing it again. Yeah.
All right, cool. In that case, let's jump into Astral Tabletop and roll some initiative. And Rob, I duly note the difficulty of importing a character sheet. I will either just do it manually for everybody, or I will weigh other options. Actually,
I mean, it's not your fault. The software is just not super great for players.
yeah. How many of you own Tabletop Simulator?
I do, but I don't use it all that much.
Okay. It might not be a bad solution as well. I don't know though. I know some people do play D&D with TTS, so it could be something to look at. I kind of like this VTT though. It is unfortunate that the character import isn't great, but the visuals are nice and the dynamic lighting and stuff. I haven't used it in any of our maps yet, but it's cool to play around with. It'll probably feel
Yeah,
interesting.
it seems like it's definitely geared towards the DM side rather than the players.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, it's kind of bare bones for players. But nonetheless, let's switch our thing in Streamlabs here so folks can.
How do I zoom in without like zooming in everything?
How did you why did you initiative roll like
Oh.
70 times? No, it looks like I see Cranmore and then a whole bunch of initiative rolls.
Yeah, I keep hitting the button. I don't see anything in response to it. Where do you see? Oh, I see it now. Sorry.
If you scroll up a little bit, you'll see I got 19.
Oh, that's funny. I rolled in the rolling channel 19.
Can somebody else roll for me?
Do I have to roll in there or?
Nope. It's
I think it's just a +1.
I'm gonna take my first one, which is 21.
Hey, now I thought we avoided the marrow. Oh, okay. You didn't mention anything. You just said they were cracking narrower down here in the maelstrom too. Oh, okay, okay. Those bitches be cracked out.
So that Kraken is still like far away, yeah? Okay, so yeah, but my speed is doubled. So I can get to it, but I won't be able to get back to the ship in one go. So what I like to do is hold my action until it's within range, or until the end of the round, whichever comes first. Okay. And it will be an attack action. Melee range of me of me being able to run out to it and back.
So 70 feet.
So 70 feet.
Sorry, I stepped away for a beer. But about how far away are we from those nearest marrow shark combo? I tried like clicking and dragging my character, but it just actually moved. Are these like 5 meter squares or? All right, so yeah, so they're quite a long ways away. We can just say I used my first turn here to haste Cranmar. Why did you flee the battle? I just got an alert that you fled the battle. Yeah, it said BionD&D fled the battle in Astra.
Oh, that's
I thought
weird.
too.
Damn it, I was hoping that mean we like automatically won or something. Okay, that'll probably be useful for other folks, but I'm just gonna go ahead and say instead of like in a surprise round, I hit more. I mean, we're just on the boat, so no. I'm on a boat, mother.
I think because we're kind of far away from anything, I can't even get within a range to
We're 150 feet from it on this.
Oh,
How did-
I just went to. I mean, it's actually more than 150 because I just did. I don't know how to draw on this thing, but if you go from the top left corner of the Kraken to the boat, there's 10 squares in between. Right. So,
diagonally, I imagine.
oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, never mind. I added an extra 0.
that happened?
So we're within 120. All right. So I think I'm got me all distracted. I'm going to send 2 Eldritch Blasts over to the juvenile crack.
Oh, that's the okay.
I crit failed.
That's
one of them.
signed off. Rest easy. BionD&D is signed off.
Click off.
That's what I think.
So I crit failed on one and then got a 23 on the other.
Are we rolling in the roll channel then, or in Astral? Okay.
You just type or click on the thing and hit. I hit a +7, so was that 13? Should it
13.
have added it up though? Yep. That's weird because like when you click on the D20, it puts the cursor outside of that parenthesis. Oh. Are they within 90 feet? Gotcha. I was hoping to do the hex spell, but you got to be within 90.
Woohoo! You guys are about to see something very unexpected. So you see me charge things in battle before, but that was on land. So now I'm gonna charge this thing, and it's gonna be you just see Cranmore jump over the bow and run across the water charging the Kraken.
Can I use a prestidigitation to like put fireworks as he's Absolutely.
Now, I normally get 2 attacks per round. How many do I get with haste?
You get another full attack round. So whatever that means for you.
So that's, I think I get 4 attacks plus 2 bonus attacks.
I think you still just get one bonus. Okay.
So I do plan on using Flurry of Blows, yes.
Okay. Yeah, it specifically says extra action, not extra full round. So I would think that would just be an extra action, not bonus
So that's
action.
3.
Or yep.
Okay, but I still get my bonus attack.
Yes.
This just adds 1 more attack on.
Yes.
Okay, so
Yeah.
I still get 2 attacks, 2 more attacks for Flurry of Blows, and then a fifth attack.
You get some obscene number of attacks. You could actually use the haste just to dash over there as well and still have your movement and everything too if you
It's not necessary.
Okay.
We'll also
Yeah, I think your speed is doubled already.
Holding an action is an action?
Yeah, it doesn't hold your move.
It is super cool.
Does a 21 hit? Okay, so 4 of my attacks land, including the charge. None of those was a critical success.
Mr. 4 of my attacks land, but oh darn, one of them's not a crit.
Sorry, it's taking me a while to add it all up. So it's 20 points just for the strength bonus to the damage. Plus another 13 points of the charge damage.
We gotta watch out because Matt is gonna nerf haste. It is way too overpowered when you have a Cranmore in the group.
Blizzard model.
Okay, and then that's another 29 points. So that's 20 plus 13 plus 29. Okay, and then I run back to the ship, so I'm on solid surface.
And it happened in 6 seconds.
$24. Except I don't. Monk stuff. Everyone just sort of sees me vibrate real fast, and the lightning just sort of goes through. Oh yeah, or it's like I use my dex thing. It's like I catch it like it's a projectile, and I shoot it back into the ground. No, I do not. No, I just vibrate real fast.
Okay. I'm gonna wait. How far away is the Kraken? 50 feet?
Is the boat moving at all, or is it going to stay in the same spot?
Okay, I'm gonna just cast Guiding Bolt at 4th level. Kraken. $27. Yeah, I gotta remember how many it is now. Hold on. 6. 7. 29. Radiant. I hold my shield out, I guess. Not really gonna do anything. Okay.
Come on closer.
It should be going for the maelstrom, shouldn't it? Like, I think it's kind of on autopilot now because the water's just going to pull it in a direction.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah.
All have to move themselves
Yeah,
individually.
wherever
sorry.
like the central thing is there.
Start.
All right, quick! Somebody measure it and do the math to find out how close we are to the center of the mail. In 6 seconds, it moved that far.
You're correct.
Oh, I still don't see the boat move.
Yeah, I moved, but okay.
Okay, I saw everybody else moving before the boat moved, just like guessing.
Yeah, me too.
Put yourselves
That was a long way, and it completely like angled out. We're pretty close to this.
and there's wind.
Not the way physics works.
Show your face, magic.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm going to do the same thing I did last time.
Nice.
Oh, does it still have that marrow in its tentacle?
Okay, my totals are 18, 16, 19, 11. Sorry, 18, 16, 19, 11, 20.
You can also add a natural delay in the setting.
Or you could use better push talk tools.
That's also true.
Because I believe I have a full second after I let go.
Smash Discord, yo. No, Discord's much better than Astral. I'm just saying, like, back to the days of like Ventrilo and shit.
Did the
yo.
16 hit?
No.
Sorry.
You did, yeah. I thought you said before though that it was 18.
That was my bad.
Okay, that's 50 points of damage.
You did 62 on.
On 2.
I got an 18, a 16, a 19, an 11, and a 20. That's 3 hits.
3 hits.
Good job on the dices.
Thank you. They're on the rolling channel. No, well,
I don't
I'm
know.
glad you guys trust me, but if you want to look at my work, there it is.
Uh,
You're right. 45 damage.
Ooh.
Thank you for checking my work. I was still rolling for 4 hits when you corrected me down to 3.
Cool.
Somebody just got a red X on their math homework. Are there still 2 marrow folk out, and I just don't see the other one on the map, or is one of them dis-
Here.
Oh, the other one's being hidden by the juvenile Kraken nameplate. Okay. All right.
Okay.
I am gonna reel on back. I am gonna pull out my finger guns. I am going to twin spell a 5th level version of Scorching Ray to shoot off 3 bolts each. No, actually, hold on a second. 6 bolts each because I'm twinning it to Marrow 1 and Marrow 2.
It's
Yep.
3
So 6 and twin. Yep.
extra.
And you know what? Just for shits and giggles, I'm going to go ahead and Tides of Chaos it too. So why not?
Their AC is kind of crap right now because they're being held by a Kraken. Is that right?
Do I get advantage on all of them?
Like they hardly have any AC because they're being held by a Kraken.
But the Kraken's probably flailing around too.
He's probably like holding them aloft gently.
It would if they were restrained, but they're
For ease, do you want to just duplicate the 6 that I rolled, or do you want me to roll another? Okay, cool. 18 was my. I'm sorry,
18 was
13
what?
was the lowest. I had 113, a couple of 18s, 19, a 25, and a. All right.
So
That
10d6.
is right. Yeah. 2d6. Yes, times 5 on both of them. That's a lot of rolls. Give me just roll it once and I'll.
All right, both of them.
Fire on each. And then I'm gonna raise up. I'm gonna use my free action to raise up my fingers and blow on each one of them for my finger. Hold on. Almost like hitting fish in a barrel of crap. Excellent enough for inspiration.
That.
Yay!
Nice.
What's bardic or bardic inspiration?
Yeah, bardic is more like bless than actual advantage.
Okay.
I think I'm like further away than last time. All right, I'm gonna do a quick move, and then we're gonna do some more Eldritch blasting. That's okay. I'll move. I'm gonna send 2 Eldritch blasts over. I got a 17, and yep. I wanted to hold off till I was closer to cast Hexblade's Curse, but I don't know how close we're actually going to. So
Okay.
Hex, I have 90 feet. Hexblade's Curse, I only have 30 feet. You saw the 6 points of damage? Nope, nothing else.
Can I treat that like a projectile?
What? Oh no! Remember he's haste.
I'm also bigger than it is.
Out of the air.
All right.
It's a similar principle, even if I don't catch it. If I can clothesline him just as a reaction.
He's gonna do that whole like rock thing where he grabs him, puts him down, and then does the people's elbow.
You smell that?
It smells like maple syrup.
It does.
How did you get hit twice being hasted?
I didn't catch any of that.
It was
I'm so surprised that he got hit twice
31.
being a monk, being a hasted.
It was actually, I mean, my AC is up, but not 29.
Not 30, yeah, right.
Wait, how much damage did I take?
Yeah, but why do we all? I didn't roll any kind of deck save. Oh, okay. Yeah, I did 33. Yep.
No. The marrow just like
fashioned.
Right? I'm like, hold on. You all what?
no, just
So is there another person besides Cranmore that got hit?
I'm like, I'm not that drunk.
Okie dokie. I didn't know that. I didn't pass my history check. Yeah, I closed.
Yep,
Like
you
a
double
deer
crossed
gets
him. And I still claim credit for killing both of them.
Is that
We got a question?
Yeah, I'm just waiting. Being paid. I just wanted to ask, like, out of character, in character, does Farkin recognize either one of them as Kalani or? All right, just making sure.
what? Oh, because
Oh, you gonna start doing Radian math now? Yes,
Yes.
it's darker now.
Yep. So that's all I can do on my turn is try to escape. Oh, okay.
Or tell a bad joke about his mother or something. That's fine too.
But I'm also grappled. So no.
No flying.
This both sucks and blows.
Heyo! Not unless you're Dr. Evil and they have lasers on their head.
What? No.
Damage.
Yeah.
You sharks? What? Their
Also
jaw.
cartilaginous.
They're like megalodon, or like what kind of shark are you talking about here? Like versus a
Definitely megalodon.
I guess these are magic sharks.
gums?
Yeah,
Or I don't think even D&D sharks can damage both.
They're sharks of a magical variety.
Magical megalodons.
They also have
Magical or done.
just bring the ship as hard as they can.
But they're made out of cartilage. They're going to die on the first hit.
Where situation.
But they're sharks.
First, they actually
Okay,
don't have cartilage.
magic sharks. Okay, that's enough. Enough said.
Magic shark do 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 do. Magic shark do 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 do. Magic shark do do.
What's that?
Not quite magic enough, that shark.